Hello, coin collectors out there. Welcome back to the Big D Coins channel. Hopefully everyone is having a great day as always. In today's video, we are going to look at these coins right here. We have a 1934, a 1935, and a 1936 Washington quarter. You've likely seen this design before. This same design was used from 1934 until 1998. But after that, they started with the state quarter series. But for a very, very long time, they had this same exact design. What might be a little bit different than what you're used to seeing is the metal content of the coin. These coins are pretty special because they are 90% silver. The 90% silver Washington quarters were made from 1932 up until 1964, at which time they took the silver out of all of the United States circulating coins except for the Kennedy half dollar, and they made them into that copper nickel clad color that you're used to seeing. But these coins right here are in fact silver. It's a 6.25 gram coin that is 90% silver, so you're looking at $4.31 just in silver melt value for each of these coins right here. So very cool. Hang on to any quarters that you can get from 1932 up until 1964. Now, what makes these even more special is that they are kind of the start of the Washington quarter series. Now, the series officially kicked off in 1932. However, those coins are very hard to find, which is why I don't have any here in my collection of these three coins that I'm sharing with you. So in 1932, the very first year that they made them, there were 5,404,000 that were made at the Philadelphia Mint, and then the mintages for the Denver Mint and the San Francisco Mint are just extremely low and very hard to find. In fact, the 1932 S is the lowest mintage year in the entire Washington quarter series. 1932 S, there were only 408,000 of those coins made. So that is very, very little, especially compared to these three coins that you see right here. In 1934, there are 31 million. 1935, there are 32 million. In 1936, there were 41 million of these coins that were made at the Philadelphia Mint. So those are the Philadelphia mintage coins for these ones right here. 31 million, 32 million, and then 41 million. Compare that to the 1932 S, in which there were only 408,000 of those coins minted. So these are much more common, but still definitely much harder to find compared to you might be used to seeing mintages in the hundreds of millions or maybe even billions like you see in the 1966 quarter, in 1966, 67, and 68. Those are very common years. And unlike these ones right here, these are pretty rare for 1934 up until 1936. Now, I am going to remove these two and talk about this one right here because there are actually three pretty cool era coins associated with these. Describing era coins is never easy to do on YouTube, but I'll give it my best. So with 1934, the first one I want to talk about is the doubled die obverse. So there is very strong doubling is evident on the motto Liberty, and the date. So it's located all over the place. In fact, this one is actually pretty cool because there's a associated reverse double dyed obverse as well. So from the Cherry Picker's Guide, it says this obverse, one of the strongest and most popular of all the Washington quarter varieties, can also be found matched with a significant class 6 reverse double die. This is overshadowed by the double die obverse and largely ignored by mainstream buyers. So check your 1934 Philadelphia Mint out for the doubled die obverse. Now, where it gets a little bit more interesting is that you might not have seen this type of error before, but there is what's known as the light motto and the heavy motto for the year 1934. So I'll zoom in and we'll look directly at the motto. So the light motto is as follows. Notice that there is considerable weakness in the letters in the motto. In addition, the center point on the W is pointed. So we've got a center point that is pointed right there on the W and we in the motto right here. Unfortunately, the letters don't have any weakness to them, so this wouldn't be considered the light motto. Let's check if it would be considered the heavy motto. So for the heavy motto variety, so we've got the light motto and the heavy motto for the 1934. We've also got the medium motto, which is the one I've actually got right here. But the light and the heavy are kind of where the value is. So for the heavy motto, the motto is very thick letters, which we have kind of reasonably thick letters. The center point on the W is pointed, which we've got, and rises above the other letters. Now, unfortunately, that's where we kind of fall off because the center point on the W is pointed, but it does not rise above the other letters. So we don't have the light variety, we don't have the light motto or the heavy motto for this 1934 Washington quarter. All right, I'll give you another look at the reverse side of the coin. Now, if you're looking for 1930s coins, keep in mind you want to look for this one right here as well. I've made some longer length videos about this, but this is the 1935 Buffalo nickel. A very cool looking coin. And what's cool about the 1935 Buffalo nickel, this is actually the only major double dive reverse in the entire Buffalo nickel series is found on the 1935 Buffalo nickel. We'll flip it over, and this one is rather worn out, but we've got the 1935 Buffalo nickel. So keep an eye out for that one, as well as keep an eye out for any silver coins, especially these ones right here, which are kind of the start of the Washington quarter series, at least ones that you are likely, or not likely, but possible, able to find in circulation. We've got the 1934, 35, and 36. All right, everyone, that's all I've got for today. Best of luck coin collecting out there, and enjoy.